Alright, so what I've decided to do is kind of keep a track on my progress. I'm really going to bear down and learn flamenco. I love the sound of it, and I've wanted to learn it for the past 3, maybe even 4 years. And I kind of picked up a little bit of the technique. There's something called riscata, which would be your, this very characteristic of flamenco music. If you play with a chord. And so I'm really bearing down on that. I've got my fingernails. I'm getting used to having them. I haven't had fingernails in a long time. And these are acrylic, so it immediately just came on me. And so I'm like ramming my finger into the steering wheel, and every time I pick something up, it's really sensitive, and I forget they're there. My body's just not used to it. So I'm adapting to that right now. I'm also figuring out different phrases, if you will, different sort of characteristics of flamenco myself. I watched a video, with a guy kind of given the basics of flamenco, and I think he was doing a tangos, and flamenco really has, in that video, it really has this characteristic sound that I really want to master. So I've kind of made a little progress on the finding on the fingerboard that characteristic sound. I'm getting used to my tremolos. My tremolos are actually a lot better than I thought they were. It may be just because my nails are better this time, or who knows, really. But I've figured out that if instead of playing like a classical player would play, that I get a better arm position if I play with my arm in the back instead of in the front like a classical player would play. So I think I'm trying to adapt to that. Like I said, my tremolo's gotten a lot better. I got to get better with hitting a bass note while I'm tremoloing, and then doing it again. And that's, of course, the triplets, using these 3 fingers to play your tremolo on your right hand. My arpeggios are always somewhat good, but I'm used to playing finger picking on an electric steel string with no fingernails, so I'm having to kind of get used to that feeling. The characteristic tone I found for flamenco would be this. Specifically, this pull-off. Because what you're doing is you're in a Phrygian, an A Phrygian, and so I'm playing basically in A fifth with that flat 2 and pulling off to the root. See, that's just an octave for the 5th. Also the E, I like that E in there. But see, I'm having, instead of, actually it's nothing new, but I'm having to bar 2 strings so I can pull off on one. So it's a little different. My thumb isn't used to putting so much pressure on the fretboard, so I'm getting used to that. My fingers are killing me on my left hand. Besides that, I'm really encouraged that I'm actually making progress, because when I first started learning classical, it was so hard. It was insanely hard, going from electric, which is mainly focused on the left hand, with just your picking, which is mainly your wrist, just coordinating your picking with one pick, as opposed to 5 different picks now. You got 5 picks to use in flamenco and classical. Plus, in flamenco, you've got these weird strumming patterns to where you need finger strength, not just in your left hand, but you need finger strength in your right hand. Specifically for what's called the riscado, which is the... And so that takes a lot of exercising with your right hand because from what I'm hearing, they say you should hold your hand like this and do one finger at a time, starting with your pinky. So, and then fully extend it, and that'll eventually build up strength. And that's a huge part of flamenco because you mainly accent particular beats in the song in what's called the compás, the time measure. You mainly accent with a riscado. And so it's vital, if you're learning flamenco, you have to know how to do a riscado. So that's my progress so far, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how far God takes me down this road.